So some series are very much famous and they get very much hit because of their star cast. Some of the series are famous due to their adaptation of the books, and some of the series are very much known and get very much popular for their stories. And this is one of that series. Entire series has been totally dependent, and the storyline and the entire script has been its backbone. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So I just finished watching Dark, and it has to be one of the best sci-fi and fiction series that I've ever seen, because everything that relates to time and all the movies as well as the series that we have been familiar with deals with this one same thing which it comes down to. So based on everything that we are already aware of about time travel and about all the fiction that we have seen till yet, the theories are created, and in the end it turns out to be something else. So this is the best thing about any series. So Netflix India released the entire recap of season 1 as well as season 2, and first I'll just bifurcate what season 1 and season 2 had brought for us. This entire thing starts with a village called as Binden in Germany, where Michael commits his suicide. So Michael's suicide was considered as the trigger in 2019, and due to that the entire loop gets started again. So to understand Dark, there are total 3 characters around whom the story revolves. First is Adam, who we then get to know, and second is Eva, and third is Claudia. So the first character itself, whom afterwards we get to know that Adam himself is Jonas and Eva herself is Martha. So the story first starts with Jonas and how he discovers that when the entire loop had already created, how Mikkel travels into past, and then he discovers that he is his dad, which is again kind of weird because Mikkel as well as Michael have been shown in further episodes to coexist in the same timeline, and definitely how that is possible. Again, we don't have that much time to get into it, because again everything that has been happening throughout season 1 and season 2, we get to know in season 3 that everything was not supposed to exist. So what happens in season 3, that season 3 starts with Martha rescuing Jonas at the end of an apocalypse, and at that point of time we get to know that apart from Adam's world, apart from Jonas' world, there is another reality which coexists with the same world, and where everything has been slightly reversed. So if you carefully see, there are a lot of things. There are even with respect to the positioning of the sofa at the cave, there are a lot of things which are slightly reversed in every particular manner. And this is where we get to know that there are overall 2 worlds, 2 similar timelines, and two existing realities which are there, where one is Adam's world, which is Jonas' world, and second is Martha's world, which is Eva's world. And at this particular point of time, we even get to know that how the entire loop keeps on repeating itself by how Adam becomes who he is at that time, because he sacrificed Martha at the end of season 2, which he again explains in season 3. But I won't get into too much details with respect to both of these realities, because in the end we discover that both of these realities weren't supposed to exist, because Claudia travels in both the worlds, in Adam's world as well as in Eva's world, and there she gets to know that these worlds are not just connected with each other by a knot, but there exists a third reality which they call as the paradise reality. And this reality was the original world that we can consider. And when Thanos created the time machine, while creation of the time machine, he split his own world into 2 parts, which is Adam's world and Eva's world, and that is why the entire loop has been created. So this was the entire story behind how the entire 2 worlds coexist. And then she makes Adam realize that both these worlds weren't supposed to exist ever, and then they convince their own younger selves to go back right away into time, when they can directly get at that particular point where the time machine was created, and they can stop Thanos from creating the time machine, because in the original timeline it has been shown that because his son and his daughter-in-law leaves him, he creates his own time, and they die eventually due to an accident on that particular bridge. So he starts creating a time machine in order to save them, and which leads into everything. So the younger versions of Adam and Eve, which is Jonas and Martha, are successful in convincing his son that they shouldn't leave his father, who is Thanos. And at the first place itself, they stop creating, they stop him from creating the time machine. So there itself, in Avengers style, everything disappears. Even young Jonas, young Martha, and even Adam as well as Eva, they start disappearing because both of these worlds were never meant to form. And in the end, when Martha and Jonas try to change the reality and get into original reality, we get to see this amazing bittersweet moment where they are going to know that they are not going to exist in further part, even their younger versions as well as in the Adam and Eva versions. And with the whole life, they have been trying to keep on the same loop, trying to kill their younger selves so that they can keep on living. And that's the whole point about not existing at the first place, because the course of action in which the things were happening in both the worlds should be very much same to make themselves who they were. So if Jonas hadn't killed Martha at that time, he wouldn't have become Adam, who he was in the first place. And both the worlds were keeping their loop on because they get to discover that when both the worlds were related to each other, there was an infinite loop and an infinite knot which was created between both the worlds, which led to the child of both of them, which we get to see in the season 3. But again, they are trying to that Adam, in order to live on, they are on a continuous loop where they kill each other eventually. But Claudia makes him aware that the child that they are going to bear is not the origin of the knot. The origin of the entire knot is dated back when the time machine was created in the first place. Because Adam was trying to kill that child because he thought he was the origin, and Eva was time and again trying to save that child because she also thought that the child was the main origin, which was meant to keep the knot together. So time and again they tried to explain that the knot was basically created because of the child that both of them were bearing, but that was not the original scenario. Originally, when they got to know that the knot could be untied and both these existing realities should never have existed, they fly back to time and the original world again, where we get to see an original reality after when both these realities disappear, which is originally which Hannah is meant to bear a child and who is with Waller. And again again Peter has also shown in that particular scene. And again there has been this beautiful moment where the entire light goes away, and again we think that in that world too is there an apocalypse which is going to happen, but a very subtle message of traveling from dark to the light, which is traveling from both these non-existing world to an existing paradise world, which is the light. A beautiful message has been revealed, and eventually they don't end up again traveling into the loops and killing each other, but in the end they have revealed that everything is happy, and the child that Hannah is going to bear is his name is going to be Jonas. So that is all for this video, guys. Do let me know if what theory that you are thinking about, and if I had missed out any point. Obviously I would have, because in a nutshell again I think that the timeline stories and everything which is related to time travel, it is definitely going to confuse every one of us, but in the end what happens is both the timelines should never have existed, and this is the best part about the time traveling stories. They make you think in a particular manner which you start doubting yourself, even though you know everything about science theories, even if you know everything about time travel which is theoretically considered, and but again you think contradicting everything which is happening, and in the end we get to know that all these things were never supposed to be existing. So this is how one entire series is totally based on a story, and what a story and what a script matters throughout the entire series. And again, we have a history with great shows not ending very well. So this is what good writing and this is what a good script can totally change the entire perspective of how a viewer is going to watch the story. So that is all for this video, guys. Do let me know how the entire series that you thought about would end. If you're happy that the ending is well, or if you think that it could have ended in different well, you can let me know in the comment section below. And also please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed it yet, and I'll be meeting you in the next video.